Hey everyone, happy Thursday. It's Joe and it's time for Puck It with Joe over here, Sports Grid TV. We are kicking this off super early, 15 minutes early because Game Time Decisions kicking off at the top of the hour. You can join me over there. I will be on at 6:25 with Kevin Walsh, and I want to get all of these bets out to you before we kick that one off. So let's jump into these. We've got a whole slew of games on the board, 8 games. I hope you guys did cash some money last night. Let me know what you were able to hit. We had some high-scoring games, especially in those first periods for a lot of those games. And I do think we made a good amount of money. And the Oilers, yes, the Oilers do look like they're back, beating the Carolina Hurricanes 6-1. That over 1.5 in the first period was absolutely beautiful there. So let's get going. Let's make some money today. The first one we're going to look at here, and I'm going to tell you guys straight up, I really do think there's a lot of opportunities for some of these home dogs to get things, to get the wins tonight. I think there's a lot of home teams too that I'm backing. So we're first going to jump into the Buffalo Sabres taking on the Boston Bruins. Now, you guys know all odds are from FanDuel, so if you're looking for where to get those lines, it is on FanDuel. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the Boston Bruins. Now, current odds right now, the Boston Bruins at -275, plus 220 here. For the Buffalo Sabres, total of 6.5. Now, that 6.5 is juiced to the under at -128. The over is -104. Now, I'm really interested in this one to the over, plus 104 now as lines have moved, because I do think with Tage Thompson back in the lineup, we could see these goals coming in, at least 1 or 2 here for the Buffalo Sabres. And then when we look at the Boston Bruins, I do think this is a game where we can see those goals coming in. In this one, I think we get a lot of free offensive play out of them in this game versus the Buffalo Sabres, who defensively have been struggling, allowing a 3.46 goals per game. A kill at 81.2% though, but Levi has not been phenomenally strong in goal. Levi coming in here with a 3.73 goals against average. So I do think if I was gonna take the total here, it would be to that over. One thing I'm looking at, though, is we have the Boston Bruins rolling in here off extended rest. They haven't played since Sunday, and they got a nice win over the Columbus Blue Jackets. So it's Thursday. They've had 3 days rest here. I could see the Buffalo Sabres striking early. This is the best opportunity, I think, for the Buffalo Sabres to get a goal would be in that first period. So risky. I know. If you like the first period on the puck line, and that means you get them on the puck line plus a half a goal, that's coming in at -142. Now, the last time these teams faced off, it wasn't even a question in that first period. Boston got like 3 goals. It was 3-0. So we've got to get a lot more out of the Sabres than we did in that last one. Tage Thompson is a difference maker for this team. And I do think we could see a little bit of Sabres drive in that first period. So first period puck line plus a half is -142. If you want to get absolutely crazy and take them there on that money line, we know it's hockey and anything can happen. But it's coming in at +178. And you know me, I am looking, instead of looking at that puck line, I'm just going to take that first period money line at +178. I like to go big or go home in a lot of these bets. And if they're able to keep it tight within a goal, I do think they're able to win this first period. So it is a risky bet here. It's definitely not a safe one. And it's definitely not my favorite bet of all of these games on the slate today. Because you also look at the Boston Bruins. They've won 9 of the last 10 matchups. Those last 3 games, they have completely covered that puck line. They've destroyed the Buffalo Sabres. So it's a hard one here. But the Buffalo Sabres have hit the first period money line in 30 of their 45 or their last 45 road games. So that hitting at a 47% ROI. Let's look at the next matchup here. We have the San Jose Sharks. Now, the Sharks, we know they went kind of hot there. +225 if you rode them last time. You'd be happy. The Detroit Red Wings are -280. And Patrick Kane getting his first start. I am super excited to see him out there on the ice. Now, total is 6.5. -115 to that over, -105. To the under. If you think the Sharks can keep it tight, +1.5 at -102. I don't hate -1.5 here for the Red Wings at -118. I do think this is a Red Wings game, especially with Patrick Kane getting his start. You look at the Sharks, and yes, They've been playing very nicely. They're off that road win versus the Islanders in overtime of all. It was that 5-4 win there for them. Now they have Vegas on deck on Sunday, but the Sharks are just trying to accumulate every single win. This is not a team that's going to be looking ahead, say, it's Detroit, we play Vegas next. So I do think this is a prime opportunity for us to look at the over 6.5 in this game. I do think we're going to get some goals out of the San Jose Sharks as well. We know this team has been fine getting those goals on the board. And looking at the Detroit Red Wings, it's hard to think that they can't get at least 4 goals of their own, if not 5, on the San Jose Sharks. Blackwood is confirmed in net. And then we got Husso confirmed here for the Red Wings. And we know Husso has shown his struggles this season. He's got a 3.47 goals against average and a save percentage of .891. So I do think these goals are coming. Give me Patrick Kane to score his first goal as a Red Wing tonight. That's coming in at plus 200, and you've got to love that value. Give me Alex DeBrincat here, plus 135 for the anytime goal, and Dylan Larkin. I like both of those guys as well. Dylan Larkin coming in at plus 145. This is going to be a great game for player props. We know the Sharks here, they allow 37.3 shots on goal on average per game. So if you want to look at the shots on goal market, I definitely would look in this game for the Detroit Red Wings. Please do not look at the Sharks to get those shots on goal. They're only averaging 24.9. So if you like any players like Hurdle, we saw him get the hat trick in that last game. It was like plus 1,200 or something crazy like that. Then look here for those anytime goal scorers. Hurdle could come out and play another strong game here. Okay, next game. We have the LA Kings taking on the Montreal Canadiens. Now the LA Kings at minus 220, huge favorites here, but rightly so. This Kings team is rolling so phenomenally hot. Plus 180 here for the Montreal Canadiens, total 6.5. Now that's 6.5 juiced to that under at minus 122. I get why it's juiced to the under with this defense here. We know Montreal is dealing with injuries as well. So 6.5, I would lean to the under in this one. Actually, I really like the under in this one. We look at the goaltending matchup here. Cam Talbot has been phenomenally strong for the LA Kings. He's got an under 2 goals against average at 1.96. Phenomenal. 0.930 save percentage. And then Sam Montembeault here for the Montreal Canadiens. If it wasn't Sam Montembeault and it was Jake Allen, I'd probably look at this one just to Montreal's team total to that under, but I do feel confident in this one staying under that total with Sam Montembeault. I really like what we've seen out of him. Now, he isn't getting any goalie props up right now over on FanDuel, but I definitely look at his save shots on net. Looking at this game, we have the LA Kings averaging 33 shots on goal per game. The Montreal Canadiens giving up 33.9. Their kill sitting around 73.4%. So I don't trust the kill very much. But I do think Sam Montembeault with a 2.66 goals against average and a save percentage of 0.913 will stand tall in net tonight. We talked about it, you guys. He did get that nice deal. So I'm expecting him in this one to be able to stop those pucks flying at him from the LA Kings. If this number is around 29.5, I would hit it around there. I don't think I would take it over 30 in this, but over 29.5 save shots on goal, I would hit Sam Montembeault. Now, Cam Talbot here, I'm not going to play his save shots on goal. And it's not because I don't have faith in Cam Talbot. I have all the faith in the world. You look at the defense here of the LA Kings. They're allowing an average of 2.32 goals per game. What they are doing on the defensive side of the puck, giving that support to their goaltenders are absolutely phenomenal. 26.9 shots only per game allowed. That's second overall in the league. Now you look at their kill. Their kill is absolutely phenomenal too at 88.2%. Second best overall in the league as well. Defense will control this game. So give me the under 6.5. Give me Sam Montembeault over his save shots on goal. And you guys, you've got to try to work out a way to bet the Kings here, but I don't love it. In a lower scoring game, I can't bet that puck line. Sean Monahan has been phenomenally strong for the Montreal Canadiens. He's kind of making a little bit of waves there, and they're off that win over Seattle on Monday, 4-2. Puck line at home hasn't been awesome, 7-7 on that puck line. The LA Kings puck line on the road, though, 7-2 on the road this season. So this does look like a Kings big win in this game. I'm just not loving it when I'm taking the under. So give me the under 6.5, Sam Montembeault over his save shots on goal. And yeah, Thomas, I'm with you. Kings in regulation should be able to do it. And Matt finding Sam Montembeault at 28.5. I absolutely love that number. He should be able to get there tonight as well. Red Wings on the puck line. I could see the Red Wings covering that puck line. And Kane for the anytime goal. I love that you guys are looking at the same things as me. Bruins on the puck line today. Yeah, Bruins should be able to get it. And Aho, shots on goal was big money. Yeah, Aho did phenomenally well. Okay, the next game, we're going to fly through these games, you guys. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs taking on the Ottawa Senators. This is going to be a good one. Minus 134 here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Plus 112 for the Ottawa Senators. Total 6.5. Minus 140 to the over. You know we're going over. There's no way we can go under. The problem is I think this is a high-scoring first period. I'm not sure if we see defenses lock down. So when we look at this, what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to take both teams to score in the first period. Over on FanDuel right now, both teams to score in the first period is plus 142. I can't go with the over 1.5 because you guys know I hate laying that juice. The juice on the over 1.5 is coming in at minus 162. So not going to hit it there. We look at the goaltending matchup. Forsberg expected here for the Ottawa Senators and Wall confirmed here for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think this is a game where you can look at the Ottawa Senators to be able to get the win here at home on the money line. I think the wrong team is really favored here. I know the stats for both of these teams. I like what we're seeing out of Ottawa. And you look at that big win that they came in and were able to get over the New York Rangers. They got that 6-2 win over the Rangers. This is the Toronto Maple Leafs that we all know let everyone down. So I do think Ottawa at home in this one, coming in at plus, what were those odds one more time? Plus 112 is exactly where I have to put my money in this one. The first period, both teams to score at plus 142, though. You know there's playmakers on both sides of the puck in this one. The over 6.5 for the full game, I don't love. It's minus 140. Too juicy, but I do think it probably goes over that total. Now, if you're looking for goal scorers here, Brady Tkachuk, plus 145 for the anytime goal for the Ottawa Senators. And Josh Norris here. You're getting so much value on Norris. He's coming in at plus 230. I do think there's a prime opportunity for both of these guys to get those goals in this one. And you got to look at the last matchup between these two. The Senators dominated. And look, the dogs are barking, you guys. The dogs are barking. It's always a good sign when we're talking about a dog. Hang on just 1 second. Traffic, stop. The Ottawa Senators dominated that matchup. 6-3 win over the Toronto Maple Leafs. I think they're able to do it again. Okay, let's look at the next one here, you guys. Let me just find odds on this one over on FanDuel. The Columbus Blue Jackets taking on the New York Islanders. Columbus coming in at plus 152, with the New York Islanders at minus 184. Who wants to bet the Islanders with that much juice? Total 6.5. Now that 6.5 right now, we're getting at minus 120. The over, we're getting at minus 102. If you think the New York Islanders can win this and cover the puck line, minus 1.5 at plus 130. And if you think the Columbus Blue Jackets can cover that puck line, plus 1.5 at minus 156. Now, looking at this matchup, the Columbus Blue Jackets have been so phenomenally strong this season on that puck line, sitting 9-3 on that puck line. I do think this is one of those games that is a tight battle. So I would grab the Columbus Blue Jackets if you're parlaying somewhere, because I don't love the juice at plus 1.5. But I think there's an opportunity to sprinkle on that money line as well. I do like what we've seen out of Columbus, and I think they're playing better hockey than most people think. Spencer Martin confirmed in goal for them. He has a 3.2 goals against average and a save percentage of .902. We have Varlamov here confirmed for the New York Islanders. He's got a 2.49 and a .926. So I just don't trust the Islanders, you guys. And at this price for the Islanders, I don't think they deserve it here, especially with how strong Columbus has been. They've played some really competitive games, and I think they can keep this one competitive here as well. So the Islanders already won this season. It was back, I believe, in October. It was a 2-0 win there, a lower scoring game. I expect this one to stay under that total as well. The Islanders are just not strong on that puck line either, getting those wins, 1-4 in their last 5 against the spread. So, and then overall, are you ready for the puck line at home? 2-9 at home on that puck line. I can't trust them here, but like I said, so juicy on the puck line for Columbus. So for me, it's the Columbus Blue Jackets on the money line. And yeah, I don't love it either, Thomas. It's going to be better than Thursday Night Football. Let's go there first. Kev, you're looking at gut feeling the Columbus Blue Jackets as well. And I'm with you. I really do think they can get the win there. Okay. The next game here, let's just pull up the odds. We have the Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Nashville Predators. Now, the Lightning coming in as the dog on the road at +108, -130 here for the Preds, and this total 6.5 at -118. You guys looking at this matchup, it's going to be an interesting one between these two. Johansson is expected here for the Lightning and Saros expected for the Nashville Predators. Saros at home has been absolutely phenomenal. When we look at him, he's got a 3.03 goals against average on the season and a save percentage of .900. But I do think this is one where he has been so phenomenally hot at home. The Predators at home with Saros, I think, is the way to go. They've won 6 of their last 7 with Saros between the pipes. So I think he's going to come out and be on fire again. He's 5-2 in the last 7 home games he's played in as well. So I'm banking on Saros. If you guys have some goalie props for him, drop them in the chat there because I'm not seeing them yet over on FanDuel. And I'll let you know what I think of those numbers. You look at the Tampa Bay Lightning and they are firing at will. 30.6 shots on goal per game. They got the second best power play overall in the league at 31.9%. Now, looking at the Nashville Predators here, they're allowing these shots to come on Saros at 30.2 per game. Their kill is weak too at 73.7. I need the Nashville Predators to stay out of the box and give Saros that support in this game. Mind you, he's rolling hot right now. I have faith in him. I do think he saves a lot of shots in this one and pulls out this win. Keep your fingers crossed. Now, the Lightning did win the last matchup. That was back in October. It was a closer scoring one. It was 5-3, and I believe there was an empty netter at the end of that game to put the Lightning at those 5 goals. And the Lightning are on a back-to-back here. So I like the opportunity of the Nashville Predators to be able to get this win at home in this one. Oh, yeah, Matt, we've got over 26.5. Christopher and Thomas all saying 26.5 for Saros. And you know we have to hit the over 26.5. He should be able to stop 27 shots in this game. And like I said, the Lightning getting those shots, the Preds allowing them, it's all on Saros's shoulders. And I love the value we're getting on that. So that's definitely where we're going. Big shout out to everyone on TikTok. I know I'm not looking at you guys. This is streaming live on X and YouTube. If you want to come communicate over there, much easier to see your comments than on my phone. Okay, let's get this money today. The Preds first period and the over, I like that as well. I do think these two teams come out and score quick in this game, and I could see it being the Predators scoring both goals, so I don't like the both teams to score. Now, a game that I don't think we're going to see a lot of scoring, the Dallas Stars taking on the Washington Capitals. The Capitals a dog at home, and you guys, I'm so tempted to go big on them on the money line here at +126. This team is off an embarrassing loss to the Arizona Coyotes, and they're at home taking on the Dallas Stars. Now, I know the Dallas Stars have been so incredibly strong on the road. They're off a loss as well, so they're going to want this win. -152 on the Dallas Stars. So I just can't get there. Now, this total 5.5. Yes, it is low. 5.5 at +106 right now on FanDuel to that under. I'm going to go under. You guys, I really do think this at worst is a 3-2 style game. So I'm going to take that plus money and hold my breath and maybe watch some football in between holding my breath on this game because this is going to be ugly to keep it under, but definitely one I think they can. And I think it all falls on Lindgren's shoulders. Lindgren, the goalie here for the Washington Capitals. He's got a 2.46 goals against average and a 0.928 save percentage. And when we look at the Dallas Stars, Scott Wedgwood is in goal. I need him to stand tall for this one to stay under, but we know the Washington Capitals aren't scoring a lot of goals, only averaging that 2.27. So I'm not too concerned about the Capitals. Their power play is weak as well. It's almost non-existent at 7.8%. So I do think this is a game where we can see the Dallas Stars kill any power plays here by the Capitals. The power play is phenomenal for the Stars. It's like 87.7%, third best overall in the league. The kill is, it's not great for the Washington Capitals, so they need to stay out of the box. Their kill is only 78.9, and the power play is 23.9% conversion for the Dallas Stars. So I need no power plays here for Dallas. If Washington goes on the power play, I'm not afraid of them putting this one over that total. I do think it stays under. Off that embarrassing loss, look for Washington to really lock down in this one and get a home win. I'm going to take them plus 126. The Dallas Stars also have to face Vegas on Saturday. I do think it's a little bit of a look ahead, although they want to get this win over Washington. They're on the back-to-back, and this is their last game on the road here. So I don't know. You guys have lost the last two. I think they get the loss again tonight. Okay, both teams don't take many penalties. That's another thing to note in that one. Both teams sitting right around the 8-minute mark for penalties. So fingers crossed, this is not a dirty game and we can get those low-scoring ones. You're with Saros as well. Kev riding with the Stars and the under. I know the Stars have been phenomenally strong on the road. The Capitals haven't been scoring a lot. So I can definitely see why you would take the Stars. You guys know me, though. I'm so much about plus money. It's completely insane. Okay, the Anaheim Ducks and the Chicago Blackhawks here. Let's look at current odds, make sure there's been no movement. The Anaheim Ducks at minus 118, minus 102 for the Chicago Blackhawks, total 6.5. Now that 6.5 is juiced to the under at minus 115, minus 105 to the over. We got two young, scrappy teams out here on the ice. Chicago has been not playing too solid as of late. I see your first period overs, and I completely agree with you, Johnny. I do think we'll see those goals coming in the first period. I wouldn't be shocked if both teams did score, but my favorite bet in this one is just to look at the Chicago Blackhawks here on the money line to be able to get the win. I think with them on this losing streak, Connor Bedard hasn't scored a goal in quite a while. I do think he's due, and I hate the word due, but you guys know when a player is due. Connor Bedard at home, in front of the home crowd, after they've lost their last four. And the last one wasn't a shootout to the Preds. It's not like they're not staying competitive in some of these games. That was a 4-3 loss to the Predators in shootout. So I think Connor Bedard here, plus 135. The Chicago Blackhawks on that money line to get the win and get us some great plus money. Now, John Gibson has been strong for the Ducks. He's got a 2.82 goals against average, and Peter Maret's coming in here for Chicago Blackhawks. Now, neither of these teams have been scoring a lot of goals, but I do expect in this one, these goals to open up. I don't absolutely love the total. I think the Blackhawks is the better way to go, and the goal for Connor Bedard. And if you're looking for a player for the Ducks, you got to look at Leo Carlsson here. The value you're getting on him is plus 230 for that anytime goal. The last game out versus the Avs, he had 5 shots on goal. So he is getting past these defenses. And we know the defense of the Avs is way stronger than the Chicago Blackhawks. So he's been rolling hot. He had a goal in the last game and a goal in the assist in the one prior. And both of those were versus the Avs. So I do think Leo Carlsson, great bet here at plus 230. Then Connor Bedard, he's had 3 shots on goal in the last 3 games in each of those, and he's been held off the scoreboard in the last 2 games. So look for Connor Bedard to get back on that scoreboard. Can we take Connor Bedard for the first goal? I think we can take Connor Bedard for the first goal of this game. I would love to get it. Blackhawks money line, no bet. Okay, you're not going to bet it or no bet. The Philadelphia Flyers taking on the Arizona Coyotes is the next one. Let me just find where the line is on this one. This is a pick 'em. Minus 110 here. Total, again, at 5.5. I tell you, these 5.5s are killer. Minus 140 to the over 5.5, plus 114 to the under. Is anyone brave enough to take this one to the under? I think if you're going to take it to the under, you have to believe that Carter Hart is going to look like the Carter Hart we've seen in some of these games, which is absolutely incredible. I just don't know. In this one, I know how phenomenally strong he is. Connor Ingram on the other side of the puck in net for the Arizona Coyotes. I think you can look at this one. Arizona has been riding so phenomenally hot. You guys, we cannot fade this team. It's like, if you haven't jumped on the money train, I'm going to ride this money train with the Arizona Coyotes until the wheels fall off. And that's the way I'm looking at this game. Arizona, you look at who they won or who they beat. So their last win was versus the Capitals on Monday night. They got the 6-0 win versus the Capitals. The win streak started with a win over Vegas, and that was in Vegas. It was 2-0. Then they beat the Lightning 3-1. Then they beat the Avs in overtime 4-3, and then they beat the St. Louis Blues 4-1. I'm not going away from the Arizona Coyotes. I love what we've seen out of Clayton Keller. I love what we've seen out of Logan Cooley. Logan Cooley for the anytime goal, plus 330. You can look at his points and you can look at his assists. You're going to get value there. Clayton Keller plus 180 for that anytime goal. Now, it's going to be very hard to score on Carter Hart. I'm not putting down this team. I think it's going to be a tight battle. But if you're giving me the hot team here at home, I'm going to have to ride with them. So give me that. It's going to be a good one. And then you look at the Arizona Coyotes, and man, they need this win before they hit the road, because guess who they face on Saturday? Boston Bruins, and then they face the Sabres, and then the Pens. So they need every single win they can get. They're sitting 13-9-2 on the season. You believe that? They're 13-9-2. They got a better record than my Calgary Flames. Okay, let's talk about my Calgary Flames, you guys. Oh, man, I tell you. Yeah, which Flyers team are you going to see? That's the exact question you've got to ask. And yeah, I don't hate. And Johnny, it's something I hadn't looked at yet. The Arizona Coyotes and the Flyers to go to overtime. You're going to get great value on that. That one has every opportunity to go to OT. So I think it's going to be a super tight one. Okay. You guys ready? You ready to see how we're going to bet up against my Flames tonight? You guys know I went to the last game. Oh, man. So I had the Minnesota Wild to score the first goal in the first period. And, of course, they did. But I'm in a Flames jersey, and all my friends are Flames fans, so I go to high-five everyone, and no one high-fived me. Even though I told them to bet, and I told them all to bet it. No one bet it. Okay. The Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Calgary Flames. We've got Calgary as a dog at home, plus 112. The Carolina Hurricanes, minus 134. Total 6.5. Now, minus 118 to the under, minus 104 to the over in this one. I'm just going to look, again, to fade the Flames in the first period. I love the fact that we've got our AHL goalie brought up again for this game, Dustin Wolf. Now, if you guys didn't watch that last game, one of the goals that he let in was not his fault. He actually played a phenomenal game. Kadri, and now I understand, my mom actually despises Kadri out there on the ice. Why? And I'm so glad I haven't talked to her since or brought it up with her, because Kadri basically took out Wolfie in a net, and then the goal went in. So it wasn't Dustin Wolf's fault. It definitely was Kadri's fault on that goal. Looking at this one, though, Carolina is going to absolutely pepper him tonight. The defense is going to do their best to try to stand tall in front of him. This defense holding opponents to 28.7 shots on goal per game, but I don't think it's going to be enough here, because you look at Carolina, best shooting team basically overall in the league. They're averaging 38.1 shots on goal per game. It's going to be so hard for Wolfie in this one against this team. Now, he was brought in after Dan Vladar basically allowed, and I'm telling you, in a blink, it was within 40 seconds that he allowed 2 goals at the start of the second period in that last game. So we'll see how Wolfie does in this one. If he's able to stop these shots from Carolina, I would love to see it. But I think in that first period, it's going to be too much. And what I saw out of Calgary in that last game, they had no chemistry out there on the ice. They really struggled to make big plays down the ice. They turned the puck over in the neutral zone nonstop, and the Wild just had their way with them. So looking at this one, I think Carolina, with how strong this team is offensively, will be able to have their way. But defensively, this team is not great either. We do have Coach Schaff in net for them. So they don't have the strongest goalie either. I think we can look at Carolina to score the first goal in the first period. This is just like a straight go-to for me. I hope it doesn't hit as a Flames fan, but my money has to be there as a bettor. It's coming in at plus 120. Now, if you like the Carolina Hurricanes in the first period, you're actually getting more money on that puck line. If you lay the half goal in the first period on the puck line, it's plus 164. And Calgary's been getting off to slower starts, so I don't hate that either. You guys, look at Calgary in the last game versus the Wild, and the Wild don't have as strong as a defense as the Canes. The Canes are only allowing 25 shots on goal per game, which is first overall in the league. Their kill is weak at 77.5. The kill is stronger here for Calgary at 83.7. But those shots on goal the last game out of Calgary, it was head-scratching why. They just weren't firing. I was getting very frustrated. So the last game, first period, they had 5. Yeah, total 5 shots on goal. Second period, they had 10. The third period, they had 15. They need to average right around 10 shots on goal per game if they want any chance of winning it. It's so frustrating to watch. Anyway, there's my love for my Calgary Flames. Let me know. Let me know what you guys are liking. And yes, I will do a super fast recap at the end, but I got to move really quick here because I will be on Game Time Decisions. Make sure you guys join me over there at 6:25 Eastern over on Sports Grid. Wolves save shots on goal. I can't touch it over 28.5. Oh, you're brave, Thomas, to take that. The Flames and both teams to score in the first. I don't know, Johnny, if I can trust Calgary to score in the first with what I saw out of them in that first period of the last game. The Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. This game kicking off at 9 p.m. Eastern. We have Connor Hellebuyck in net for the Winnipeg Jets and Colorado with Georgiev. Now, let's look at current lines on this one, if I can find them. Winnipeg plus 122, Colorado minus 146, total of 6.5. Juice that under, minus 134 to the under, plus 110 to the over. I think this one does stay under that total. I don't love laying the juice of minus 134 when we know Colorado is so phenomenally strong. The Avs, I think, can get the win in a 3-2 style win in this game. So you could look at them in regulation, that coming in at plus 100. But I do think the under is where you need to put your money. The Jets with Connor Hellebuyck, he has been strong. And while he hasn't been as strong as I would have liked to see him all season, I think we can count on him versus the Avs here to keep this lower scoring. When we look at some stats for both of these teams, both power plays are sitting right around that 20% mark. So we have average power plays in this one. The total's gone under for 7 straight games for the Winnipeg Jets. So I do think with what we're seeing out of them, they're averaging 3.2 goals per game on the season, but in their last 7 games straight that this one stayed under that total, only averaging a total of 2 goals per game, and their defense only allowing an average of 1.7 in those last 7. When we look at the Avs, the under is cashed in 5 of their last 7 games. And in that span as well, this team averaging 2.8 goals per game and allowing 2.6. So we are seeing these teams really start to lock down. We're not seeing that kind of pond hockey game. So I do think this is one. Give me the under 6.5. I know the firepower here of Colorado, but I do think they're going to lock down defensively in this one. Christopher saying the under. Yeah, the regulation I like better than the puck line here for the Avs, but I wouldn't be shocked, honestly, if this was 3-1 for Colorado. The next game on a deck, we have the Winnipeg Jets taking on the we have the Minnesota Wild taking on the Vancouver Canucks here. The Minnesota Wild minus 110, the Vancouver Canucks minus 110, total 6.5, minus 118 to the over, minus 104 to the under. If you think the Canucks can get a big win, you'd have to take reverse puck line. If you think the Wild can get a big win laying 1.5, it's plus 205. Okay. I don't know how I feel about this game. I've gone back and forth. Marc-Andre Fleury has been really solid for the Wild. He's coming in with a 3.21 goals against average, a .884 save percentage. He's doing better than I would have thought on the season. Now, Casey DeSmith in for Vancouver. He's got a 3.06 and a .903. If it was Demko, I would 100% be all over the Vancouver Canucks. But I still think I have to. And like I said, it is a pick 'em right now. The Vancouver Canucks earlier in the day were minus 134. So at that price, I wasn't really willing to bite on this team. This team hasn't beat the Minnesota Wild since 2020. So you look at those last couple of matchups and they've struggled to beat them. My problem here with the Wild is their lack of depth. And if it's not their top guys scoring, this team isn't getting that offensive production. So versus Vancouver, who's off that hard loss, versus the New Jersey Devils, I think this is one where we have to back Vancouver at home. This team started off really hot on the season. I know they've cooled a little bit, but they're still 8-3-1 at home this season. We look at the Wild on the road, and they're still sitting 4-6-0-2. And I know since the coaching firing, this team has been hot. They've won their last 4 games. They take a lot of penalties, though. They average 12 minutes of penalties per game. You look at the Vancouver Canucks here. Their power plays clicking at 27.4%, 4th best overall in the league. The kill here of the Wild is not strong, 31st overall in the league, only killing 71.1% of those penalties. So it's Vancouver, right? It's Vancouver in this one. I have to get there with Vancouver. I just can't get there on the Minnesota Wild. I think there's a couple ways that you can look at this if you don't want to take a side, though. I love the over 1.5 in the first period. That coming in at minus 136. Like I said, if it was Demko, I wouldn't be betting the over 1.5. I like him, but Casey DeSmith does give up those goals. I think both teams to score in the first period is money as well, plus 156. Great plus money. And then, you guys, Quinn Hughes was the only Hughes brother who didn't score, except you saw him in that third period. He got a couple of assists, and he was able to really pull this team back to, still they didn't win, but pull them back into this game. So I do like Quinn Hughes here. We're going to bank on him. You can look at his points. You can look at his assists, and you know those are definitely going to come in. I love to take him for that anytime goal, because I'm crazy and I like plus money at plus 350. Let me know what you bet on him. Pettersson here you can look at as well for Vancouver. He's coming in at plus 160. JT Miller you could look at as well. Kaprizov for the Wild. He's been straight money. He has 2 goals and 3 assists in the last 4 games. He's coming in at plus 145. And Matt Boldy here for the Wild as well at plus 250. He has 4 goals and an assist over the last 4 games as well. So Boldy, I'm going to tell you, I didn't like him versus Calgary, but he is playing a good hockey right now, and all the value is on him. Vancouver just needs to pull that consistency together, because you know they're going win-loss kind of situation. You never know which Vancouver team you're going to get. I think you get a good Vancouver team tonight. JT Miller I do like for the anytime goal, and let's go Quinn. I love that you guys are banking on Quinn Hughes as well. The Canucks on the money line, you just got to go there. Gustafsson in for the Wild. Okay, Gustafsson in for the Wild. I don't hate the bet still. I still think with Gustafsson in, we should be able to hit those bets. Okay, last game. Whew, we talked really fast, you guys. We will do a quick recap at the end. I'll try to do it as fast as possible. The last game, let me find odds with the New Jersey Devils. I know that. And the Seattle Kraken. Okay. The Devils coming in at minus 144, Seattle plus 120, total 6.5, minus 128 to the over 6.5, plus 104 to the under 6.5. You can't bet the Kraken on the puck line unless you're putting it into a parlay, but I still don't love it at plus 1.5 at minus 192. If you think the New Jersey Devils, and you guys know how much I love this Devils team, minus 1.5, it's coming in at plus 158, but I can't get there. I do think this is a tighter game than the numbers are saying here. Grubauer is expected in net tonight for the Seattle Kraken. Vanacek here for the New Jersey Devils. Now, Vanacek in the defense here, of the Devils have been allowing those goals to come in. And while they're starting to lock down defensively and starting to limit the opponent's ability to get those shots, now holding opponents to 29.6, I still don't trust this team. Their kill also isn't the best at 75%. We look at the Seattle Kraken here. They've got a 21.7% conversion on their power play. Their face-off is weak, though, at 49.4%. The face-off is phenomenally strong for the Devils, so they should be able to control this game. But I do think the Kraken at home, there's so much value on them in this game. I'm going to take them straight up on the money line, but I also like the over 6.5, and I think the 6.5 is the safer way to go in this one. Dougie Hamilton still out for the New Jersey Devils, so I think that leads us to the point where the Devils are going to give more opportunities here for the Seattle Kraken to be able to score on Vanacek. And Vanacek has a 3.6 goals against average and a .877 save percentage. So it's the Kraken on the money line. Fingers crossed. We'll go. Yeah, that 59-1 parlay really hurt, Kev, that we were not able to hit it because Quinn couldn't get that last goal. I tell you, I was screaming at the TV because I thought we were going to cash it. Not able to cash it. You look at both of these teams to that over, 8-2 to the over for the Devils' last 10 games. In those last 10 games, they're averaging 7.5 goals per game. And you look at the Kraken here, 7-2 to the over in their last 7-2 and 1. There was one push to the over in their last 10, averaging 7 goals scored in the last 5 games played at home. So both of these teams trending nicely to that over. I think it's a solid way to go. Okay, you guys want a big recap? We're going to do a big recap. Just let me have a sip of water. It's a lot of talking to do here. Yeah, let's make some freaking money tonight, you guys. We are due. Hockey's going to be way better than NFL tonight. Okay, are you guys ready? I don't even know. There's a lot of games to recap. I'm going to, if you're just watching the recap, go back and watch the show. I'll try to bookmark it, but the bookmarks aren't going to come up till after I go on Game Time Decisions because I got to be in the green room in the next 10 minutes. So we're going to fly through this. Grab your pen. If you're wanting to tail. Okay. The Buffalo Sabres taking on the Boston Bruins. I think Buffalo has a chance in that first period to get up. If you're brave enough to take them on the money line, plus 178. First period puck line, you're getting at plus half a goal, minus 142. And I do think that one goes to the over. The San Jose Sharks and the Detroit Red Wings, give me the over 6.5. I think we have the opportunity for both teams to score in the first period as well. So the over 1.5. Patrick Kane is making his debut here for the Red Wings. Give me him for the anytime goal at plus 200. I also like DeBrincat and Dylan Larkin for the anytime goals as well. The LA Kings and the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to take the Montreal Canadiens here as a home underdog only for, I almost got you guys, Sam Montemute save shots on goal in this one. Someone said it's 28.5, so we're going to ride that to the over. I know the LA Kings are going to come out strong in this game. They've been phenomenal on that puck line, sitting 7-2 on the puck line on the season. Give me the under a 6.5 in this one as well. I think it's a low-scoring battle out there on the ice. The Toronto Maple Leafs and the Ottawa Senators. Give me the home dog in the Ottawa Senators on that money line. I think they're able to get the win. I do like the over 6.5 for this game. It's minus 140 though, so I'm not going to bet it. I'm going to take the over 1.5 in the first period. Actually, I'm not. That's minus 162. Both teams to score in the first period at plus 142. I love the value. Brady Tkachuk for the anytime goal plus 145 and Josh Norris at plus 230 screams value. The Columbus Blue Jackets and the New York Islanders. I cannot get behind the Islanders at this price. The Columbus Blue Jackets on the puck line plus 1.5 is minus 152. Two juice, so give me a sprinkle on that money line. Small bet in this one. The Tampa Bay Lightning taking on the Nashville Predators. Saros has been absolutely phenomenal in net at home. Give me a save shots on goal to that over 26, 28.5. Wherever that number is coming in, I am happy with. Saros has been phenomenal. I think this one is worth taking the Preds at home too on that money line. The Dallas Stars and the Washington Capitals. You guys, I got to take this one to the under. And the Washington Capitals here to pull off that win at home off that embarrassing loss to the Arizona Coyotes. The under 5.5 plus money at plus 104. It's dangerous, but I do think we can get there. And the Capitals on that money line at home, that line has been moving. It was plus 132 earlier in the day, now down to plus 126, but you're still going to get value. I think they can get this win. The Anaheim Ducks and the Chicago Blackhawks. Give me the Blackhawks at home here for that beautiful plus money. Give me Connor Bedard for the anytime goal. And while we're at it, let's sprinkle on that first goal scorer. And then if you're looking for a goal scorer here for the Anaheim Ducks, it's got to be Leo Carlson at plus 230. He's just been absolutely hot. The Philadelphia Flyers and the Arizona Coyotes. If it's not broke, we're not fixing it. Give me the Coyotes here on the money line for a nice big home win. Again, before they have to hit the road and take on the Boston Bruins on Saturday. I think this team with Clayton Keller and Logan Cooley, phenomenally strong. I would take both of them for the anytime goals. Clayton Keller coming in at plus 180. Logan Cooley at plus 330. This is going to be a lower scoring game, though, with Cutter Hart in net. So if you're looking for more value, I would look at Logan Cooley. We know he's able to get those. Carolina versus my Calgary Flames. I'm going to go there. I apologize, Flames fans, and to my mother when she watches this later. I'm taking Carolina in the first period to score the first goal, coming in at plus 120. I also like them on the puck line in the first period, laying a half a goal on that puck line at plus 164. I do think this is one where Calgary is starting off too slow in that first period and not getting those shots on goal. And with Wolfie, while I love him and I think he's going to have a phenomenal career, I can see Carolina peppering him really quickly. The Winnipeg Jets and the Colorado Avalanche. Wow, we've got a battle out here that I do think stays under the total of 6.5. It's juicy at minus 135, 136, but I do like it to that under. I think the Avs win this in a 3-2 style game, so you can look at the Avs here in regulation. The Minnesota Wild and the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver at home is the only way I can go in this one. Lines have completely moved. They were minus 134 earlier in the day, and I believe they're down to minus 110. I think this is a good opportunity to look at both teams to score in that first period with backup goalies in for each. That coming in at plus 156 for both teams to score. You can also look at the over 1.5 in the first period at minus 134. You guys know Quinn Hughes is circled a million times for me for that anytime goal. Plus 350. And Boldy here at plus 250 for the Minnesota Wild. Kiprusoff as well. He's coming in at plus 145. And the New Jersey Devils and the Seattle Kraken, you guys. This one, give me the over 6.5 in this one. Give me the Seattle Kraken on the money line here at home for a nice big win. You guys, that was everything. I flew through those as quick as possible. Yeah, last man, everyone hit that like button, hit that retweet button over on Twitter. I appreciate it so much. And everyone over here on TikTok, I'm so sorry I can't interact with you as much as I would like to, but if you're looking to interact, go over to Twitter, X, or YouTube, and it's easier for me to interact. You guys, all the best in all of your bets. I need to get into the green room for game time decisions. Make sure you come over and join me there for my bets in this beautiful, can we call it a dumpster fire game tonight in the NFL. I don't even know, you guys. This one's going to be a stinker. I'll be shocked if one of these teams gets a touchdown unless it's by the defenses. So all the best in all of your bets. We'll be back tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern. Going over all the games on tomorrow's slate. Let's make some freaking money on the ice. All the best, you guys.